The most compelling trend impacting real estate over the past 5 years is the one I call the exodus to affordable lifestyle. This trend has seen large numbers of people leave the biggest cities and move to smaller cities and to regional areas. Now, media has been telling us that it was all caused by the COVID lockdowns, but as with so many topics, they've got this one wrong. This core population trend has been happening for many years. The official population data shows that Sydney has been losing population to other parts of Australia for the past 10 years, and Melbourne has been losing to internal migration for at least the past 5 or 6 years. The COVID lockdown period made all this more visible and gave it extra momentum, but it certainly wasn't caused by the pandemic. Now, fundamentally, this big migration of population has been caused by the pursuit of lifestyle and affordability, enabled by technology, which means the ability to work remotely. Australians have been relocating in big numbers, and the most popular destinations have been Queensland and Western Australia, with Queensland No.1 by a big margin. Now, because so many commentators have misunderstood the trend and labelled it a reaction to COVID lockdowns, their theory now is that everyone will move back to the big cities now that the pandemic allegedly has been dealt with. There's no statistical evidence that this is happening, and I certainly don't expect it to happen. Apart from anything else, the notion that families who decided to sell their homes, uproot their lives and relocate themselves and their kids to another part of Australia will casually decide to uproot again and move back is unrealistic and fanciful. Australians continue to leave the two biggest cities and head north and west. The latest population data shows that Queensland was a huge beneficiary of population growth from internal migration, while Western Australia and South Australia have also made good gains. Australians continue to head to places that offer lifestyle at prices that are affordable compared to Melbourne, Sydney and Canberra, which are all places where median house prices range from $900,000 to $1.2 million, even after some recent price decline. The result for regional property markets has been extraordinary, leading to strong demand and price growth in many areas. Indeed, the regions overall have been outperforming the capital cities on price for 5 years, thanks to this compelling trend. And now, at a time when some markets are declining from the boom time peak levels, the regional markets overall are showing the strongest resistance to the downturn. So I believe the exodus to affordable lifestyle trend will continue. What we will see change is not a move away from the exodus trend, but perhaps a focus on different types of locations and regions. In the past few years, the focus has really been on coastal locations, but many of those are no longer affordable. We've seen phenomenal growth in prices in seaside hotspots like Byron Bay, the Gold Coast, the Sunshine Coast, the Central Coast of New South Wales, and the Mornington Peninsula on the fringe of Melbourne. Now, instead, I see people making a hill change rather than a sea change, focusing on the same motivations as affordability and lifestyle, but more in a hinterland or country setting. In terms of sales activity, we've certainly seen some evidence of this. Queensland's got many good options benefiting from this trend, including Toowoomba, Rockhampton and the Sunshine Coast hinterland. Victoria still has quite a good level of affordability in major centres within 1 or 2 hours of Melbourne, and locations like Ballarat and Bendigo continue to perform well as property markets, as do hill change towns north of the Victorian capital. Buying in a strong regional centre can represent a win-win-win situation for investors: cheaper prices, high yields and good potential for price growth. It's still important though to choose the location well, ensure there's a strong and diverse economy creating new jobs, good transport links and a good level of infrastructure spending, as well as affordable housing and an attractive lifestyle. In regional locations that offer all of that, the exodus to affordable lifestyle trend remains very much alive and kicking goals.